Legal Answer, our segment that runs right here on Studio 10 twice a month, that's brought to you by the Sinas Dramis Law Firm. And today we're joined by personal injury attorney Stephen Sinas. So glad to have you back here this afternoon.
Thanks for having me back.
All right. Well, today, Stephen, I know your entire law firm has been in this industry helping people across the state of Michigan for decades. And today, I know you've seen every single type of case there is possible, but I want to specifically break down the rights of out-of-state residents who are injured in a car accident in the state of Michigan. And I want to do that by first asking, do those out-of-state residents who are in a car accident in our state, do they have rights to recover Michigan no-fault insurance benefits?
Let me just say to those who are watching, if you're a Michigan resident and you don't think this applies to you, think about your family members and your friends who come from out of state and what would happen to them if they were injured in a Michigan motor vehicle crash. So everyone needs to listen up, so to speak. And I first want to summarize that no-fault insurance benefits are these unique benefits that cover people's medical expenses, their rehabilitation expenses, care in the home, 3 years of work loss if they can't work, household services. So they're really important. The bad news, however, is that in 2019 the law was changed. And it was changed in such a way that it made it so that most out-of-state residents are no longer entitled to no-fault insurance benefits. It's only those who own and insure a vehicle here in Michigan who have the right to recover those benefits. So if you're injured in a Michigan motor vehicle crash, you're not entitled to the medical expense benefits, the wage loss. Those are just not available to you under the Michigan no-fault insurance law anymore.
That makes sense. So that same person who is an out-of-state resident, can they at least sue the at-fault driver for those damages?
Well, yes, and in 2019 when they changed the law, they took away the right to the no-fault insurance benefits for most out-of-state residents, but they made it so that those people could pursue at-fault drivers for their medical expense damages and their pain and suffering damages. However, the person has to show that they have a serious injury, an injury that affects their ability to lead their normal life. That's known as a threshold injury. And if you don't have a threshold injury as an out-of-state resident, you can't sue the at-fault driver for any of those damages. So it makes it really important to talk to a lawyer and figure out whether or not you have a threshold injury to figure out whether or not you can actually recover any damages against the at-fault driver.
Yeah, and I think a lot of times when we're in a car accident, that's like the first thing that comes to mind. But you don't realize how many different nuances there are when it comes to that situation. And especially, like you said, hey, perhaps you think this doesn't apply to you because you live here in Michigan, but you have your friends, your family, your grandparents, people who are coming out of state to come visit you. So this is really important to know.
And you use the word nuance, and you know, for out-of-state residents, there are now so many nuances they have to consider when it comes to their rights here when they're injured in a Michigan motor vehicle crash.
Okay. So now my next question is, does your firm represent those out-of-state residents who are injured? Are there any possibilities for them to work with you?
Yes, we routinely represent those who are injured here in Michigan but live in other states. They can hire our firm. We then pursue their rights. Like I said, they have unique rights, but we know how to pursue these claims, and we do so often. Okay,
well, it's so great to know that we have you on our side, whether we live in the state or not. But thank you so much for breaking all this down, Stephen, and I know there's a lot more that we can dive into, but if we need more of that information, how can we contact you?
SinasDramis.com, and if you're injured in a motor vehicle crash and an out-of-state resident, you can feel free to contact our firm.
All right, well, thank you so much, and of course, we'll have all that information for you guys tonight on the WILX website. Thank you.